Hello guys, and it is that panda guy, and I'm here again with another video. And I've actually recorded quite a few videos today, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy those. I did a lot of voiceovers, and those voiceovers are never an easy feat because I swear, especially for Pompeii, I do a 1 hour voiceover and that like 10-20 minute voiceover, which of course the 1 hour voiceover I cut it down to 40 minutes because I got exhausted. But I still do those voiceovers, and those things are pretty long and lengthy. So I do hope you guys enjoy that. And yeah, basically, this is my last video for the day because I am kind of getting a headache from listening to myself talk. So I kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about strategies in Coco Island. And last Coco Island, I specifically did play a lot more reckless, and I didn't really care about the objective or actually like winning the event, right? Because of course the rewards are and were and kind of still are mediocre, but now with like kind of golden nano coding, there is more incentive to actually compete. And of course, I do think that when you're taking this event serious or just any PvP like thing seriously, you're gonna have more fun because you're gonna be more into it, more intent, and everything is gonna be on the line, or not on the line, but everything's gonna matter more. So I do want to say that you're gonna start off in one of these 8 alliance helipads. So basically, like I might spawn right here with Prim, and then you're gonna have these other alliances spawning around, and no matter what, you're gonna have 2 neighbors. So I personally recommend that if you're gonna come in here, you're gonna want to, make an ally with one of your neighbors, preferably the stronger one, the one that's gonna be putting up more resistance if you have to fight them over, like for example, an outpost, because each alliance is going to have one of these fishing villages near them, and you're going to target it. Like if I'm right here, I'm going to probably target this fishing village, these guys are probably going to target this fishing village, whatever, right? And the point is, you're going to be kind of forced to fight 2v2v2v2, that, or you're going to have allies actually helping you out. But the main point is, if like this alliance right here spawning at this helipad, like, so I'm making it as if I'm right here. If there's an alliance here, and I'll use an example from last island, right? So we had D&T on our right side, and then we had TBZ on our left side. And to be fair, we didn't ally with either of them, but if we had allied with like D&T or TBZ, we would have definitely targeted the other freaking outpost, because basically what would happen is, this could actually end up into a 3-way fight also, by the way, because if you have a mega alliance in one of these outposts, people are more likely to avoid actually trying to clash with that. And I actually saw this kind of in the last island raid, but you had SOS on this alliance helipad. They were trying to build up towards this outpost. If we had built towards this outpost as well, it would have became a 3-way fight between Finn, DNT, and SOS, which of course ANCS was actually helping DNT, and they kind of got sandwiched right there. So it would have been more like a 2v2, that, or it would have been like a 1v1v2. So either way, the point is that you're going to have at least 2 alliances probably clashing for most of these outposts, right? Unless the alliance is like a whale alliance and somehow they haven't been ganked on, which is actually pretty likely, because if you're like the big alliance there, you're going to have more people who find you as a common enemy because they don't want to fight you in the end. Because if they're fighting you in the ruins, it's actually really stupid, because you don't want the whale alliance to actually be like your last enemy, and you're going to want to fight with more alliances your size, or one that's like smaller than you, right? You're going to want to ally with like the small dogs or at least I think that would probably be the smarter choice, like finding some underdogs, or you're allying with the whale alliance themselves. And if it's like 2 whale alliances, that could actually go good for them. But either way, so you're going to probably build up to one of these outposts, and as long as you don't have like, actually it's really good to have allies with like a whale alliance, because if they're able to take care of their business, it'd be kind of similar to what ANCS did to us. We're more like Blue, because Blue had basically come down to the outpost, and honestly, I don't try to say it like TBZ is weak, but in most cases, I do think that we beat TBZ, or we would have beat TBZ, taken over this outpost, and actually been the ones to move up to middle. But we got kind of squished, and we kind of got forced into a bad spot because we had a lot of alliances actually squashing us together, and that kind of strained our fighting force, and we weren't able to really take over their, of course we weren't able to burn down their flags, because we would just have our rally swarmed, or they would have field control, they would have better reinforcements in the rally, whatever it might be, and we basically weren't able to get field control when we needed it. and it just put us in a bad spot. So honestly, you're really going to want to find an ally, and one of them, at least one, would preferably be next to you, because what you don't want to happen is, if you're targeting the people on your left, you don't want the right people to come to like targeting you. And I mean, this is like basic strategizing, so I do hope I don't just sound like I'm saying the most basic stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty simple, and that would just be, I don't know, I feel like that's just simple knowledge to some people. But obviously you're going to want to find common allies. I do think it would be good to have at least up to 2 allies, one being your neighbor and the other maybe being like a whale alliance, or one across the map, or just someone that you could maybe meet at the end and even help out or have help from, like having help from them, and then like them being like, okay, well, these guys are going to come to our aid if we really need it. It's just stuff like that. So finding someone who's willing to ally with your alliance is going to be massive. If you're the underdogs, you're definitely going to want 2 or even 3 alliances that are going to be your friends, but try to make sure it's not a conflict of interest, because if you're allying with alliances that your allies want to fight, you're actually going to be putting yourself in a bad spot, and you actually might give yourself a bad reputation of actually backstabbing people. So make sure you know who you're allying with and who you might be targeting, because you don't want to go like be like, yo, you want to work together, and then you have to actually stab them in the back because one of your allies is like, we should sandwich these people. You know what I mean? So I do want to kind of just chat on that a bit. And also, if you're one of these corner bases, it would actually be maybe smart to try to go for one of these other helipads and then just target someone in the middle. That's like, it's actually kind of scary to be spawned in the middle between 2 of them. I mean, of course you can still do that in the corner area, but I feel like it's, I don't know, I don't see that happening. I don't know why, but I just don't see it happening as much as like just someone stuck in the middle, like right here. But yeah, I mean, I think allying is definitely just a must if you want to win. You're definitely going to need to find people who are going to work with you and have common interests to get to the ruins and just fight each other at the very end, and just like save the free for all until the ruins. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys don't think I'm a crazy person and enjoyed. Thank you guys very much for watching, and peace out.